Today it is President Sukarno who addresses you. But more than that, though, it is a man, Soekarno, an Indonesian, a husband, a father, a member of the human family. I speak to you on behalf of my people, those 92 million people of a distant and wide archipelago, those 92 million people who have lived a life of struggle and sacrifice, those 92 million people who have built a state upon the ruins of an empire. They and the people of Asia and Africa, of the American continent and the European continent and the people of the Australian continent, they are watching and listening and hoping. They see in this organization of the United Nations a hope for the future and a prospect of the present. The decision to attend this session of the General Assembly was not an easy one for me to take. My own nation faces many problems, and time to solve those problems is always short. However, this is perhaps the most important assembly yet held, and all of us have a responsibility to the rest of the world as well as to our own nations. None of us can escape this responsibility, and surely none wish to. I am very sure that the leaders of the younger and the reborn nations can make a very positive contribution to the solution of the many problems facing this organization and the world at large. Indeed, I am confident that man may once again say, the new world is called to redress the balance of the old. It is clear today that all major problems of our world are interconnected. Colonialism is connected to security. Security is connected to the question of peace and disarmament. Disarmament is connected to the peaceful progress of the underdeveloped countries. Yes, all are connected and interconnected. If we succeed in finally solving one problem, then the way to the solution of all the others will be open. If we succeed in solving, for example, the problem of disarmament, then the necessary funds will be available to assist those nations which so urgently need assistance.
Sukarno, 1901 to 1970, was the first president of Indonesia, a nationalist leader, and a demagogue. He was the founder of the Republic of Indonesia and a dominant figure throughout its history until his death. Sukarno was born on June 6, 1901, in Surabaya, East Java, of a Javanese father and Balinese mother. At an early age the family moved to Modjokerto, where his father taught school. Sukarno's adequate knowledge of Dutch made it possible for him to enter the European elementary school. In 1916 he enrolled at a high school in Surabaya. During this period he lived with Hos Tjokroaminoto, a prominent Islamic leader and head of Sarekat Islam. The 5 years, 1916 to 1921, Sukarno spent in Surabaya were most important in his future intellectual and political development, for here he came in contact with prominent Indonesian nationalists and with Dutch socialists. In 1920 the left wing of the Sarekat Islam split away and formed the Indonesian Communist Party, PKI. The following year Sukarno entered the Institute of Technology in Bandung, from which he graduated in 1926 as an engineer. He embarked on a political career, publishing a series of articles in which he endeavored to reconcile the two contending factions by trying to show that Islam and communism, socialism, were not incompatible. The rallying force for Indonesian independence was to be nationalism, aggressively pursued. The enemies common to all groups in Indonesia were, in his judgment, imperialism and capitalism, both exemplified in the Dutch. Sukarno's belief that a misunderstanding had brought about the conflict between Islam and communism was first presented in 1926 and continued into the 60s. "10 parents can dream and 1 young person can change the world. Give me 1,000 parents so they will pull Sumeru mountain until the roots." But if you give me 10 teenagers, so they will shake the world. If we have a strong desire from the heart, then the whole universe will work together to make it happen. Presidential power has its limits, because the lasting power is just the power of the people. And above all is the power of God. God will never change the fate of nation before the people take their destiny.